and welcome to Asking for a Trend. I'm Josh Lipton, and for the next half hour, we are breaking down the trends of today that'll move stocks tomorrow. There's a lot to keep track of, so we're focusing on what you need to know to get ahead of the curve. Here are some of the trends we're going to be diving into. The AI disruption to work and the labor market, and it's not all bad news. We've got to look at where the job growth is coming from thanks to artificial intelligence. We've got to look at where the jobs are. That's straight ahead. Rubrik, one of the biggest winners on Wall Street today. That company reporting blockbuster results and raising guidance. Hear what the CEO has to say about the quarter. That's coming up. Plus, the cautious consumer also hitting your local pizza place. People are downsizing pies and sales are slowing. Going to speak to the CEO of one pizza chain coming up. While the growing adoption of AI spurs worries of a reduction in job availability, a new report from Upwork points to demand for the human touch. Upwork's monthly hiring report shows a rise in demand for independent professionals to power digital operations. Here to discuss is Anthony Kappas, Chief Operating Officer at Upwork. Anthony, it is good to have you on the show. So you released, Anthony, your monthly hiring report for November. Let's start there because there's a lot of data points here. There's a lot of metrics, but maybe start, Anthony, at a high level. What is the big message, Anthony, the big signal that you think the report is sending about where we are in terms of the relationship between AI and labor demand?
Yeah, so we've been running this report for 4 months now, and I think there's two trends that are been durable through that report that are really, we are really optimistic about. One, AI is creating net new demand for AI skills. That's not entirely surprising, right? Machine learning up 16%, quality assurance, engineering testing up 19% this month. So that's maybe as expected. But the really interesting thing is, in addition to that, is really durable demand for creative skills. Like graphic design was the #1 AI-related skill this month. Video editing, top 3. Video editing related skills, top 3 of the top 10 skills. So really, like this layer of human creativity at the end of what AI can produce is, just tons of demand for that and durable demand.
One data point you just mentioned there, Anthony, I want to dig into a little bit. Why is quality assurance testing up 19%? What does that tell us or suggest, Anthony, about maybe AI reliability?
I think it's consistent with the experience that everyone is having day to day, right? Where AI can do these really magical things. It can consolidate a lot of information, convey it in a really crisp way, but is it really ready for prime time? And it's the same when it's writing code. This shows that it can generate a lot of code, but it really needs that human touch to make sure, is this accurate? What are the bugs? Is it doing what we set out to do with this code?
Here's another stat I thought that stood out to me. 85% of businesses, Anthony, in this report of yours, say AI literacy is becoming more important. What does that mean exactly, AI literacy?
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting stat, and that's coming out of a survey of businesses that we do. And I think that stat's up from roughly mid-50s in August, and it really shows, again, that obviously companies are seeing the value in AI, it's incorporating in more and more processes. But that human touch and the ability to really interpret, marry an AI generated, whether it's a piece of code or a video or copy, marketing copy, and marry that in and take it out into the real world is what's really valued. And what we see on the platform is the independent talent that has that ability, earns about 40% more than sort of the non-AI enabled talent.
I've heard some folks say, Anthony, that in the future, tell me if you agree with this, they say AI won't take your job. But somebody who knows how to leverage AI and use AI, who is educated in AI skills, they could take your job. I'm curious what you make of that.
Yeah, so I think, we are very optimistic that AI, again, is going to create net new jobs that we've never even heard of, right? There's, a new one is just generative engine optimization, right? So the successor to SEO. That maybe didn't exist 2 years ago, and I can imagine in 5 years it's going to be, you're going to make a lot of money doing that well, right? And so I think, again, we really think there's going to be a lot of net new jobs. We don't see AI, just taking jobs whole cloth. We do see a fractionalization of jobs, right? So in particular, in the more, I'll call it rudimentary or entry level or basic component of the job, that piece can really be automated well. But that last layer, that human touch, there's going to be tremendous value created there, and there's going to be tremendous value for people who have those skills.
Anthony, maybe there are some relatively younger viewers watching right now, and they're thinking, what AI skills do I need? Should I look to sort of, best I can, future-proof my resume? Based on your data, any guidance you would give them?
Well, I think there's an optimistic story there too. So again, our platform, we have about 1 million jobs posted in the U.S. a year. It's for independent talent, and it's really dynamic. So you see, and that's sort of what this report is designed to do. You see where demand for new skills is flowing, and so what's really encouraging is, we have 250,000 experts on the platform. That's relatively recent, and that's because these skills are actually, I don't want to say they're easy to develop, but you can develop them quickly, and it's moving so fast. Even that list of top 10 skills changes quite a bit month to month. And so, this month there's, top 3 of the 10 are, video editing and other creative skills. And so I think it's that ability to, if you can move human emotion, if you can stir human emotion with whether it's marketing copy or video or audio, there's clearly value there. And I think that, there's going to be more and more value there over time.
Anthony, great to have you on the show today. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Stick around. Much more As for a Trend. That's still to come. Cybersecurity firm Rubrik reporting a surprise profit in its third quarter. Company's CEO joined Market Catalyst this morning to discuss the results.
We had a record quarter. In fact, this was our best ever. We not only exceeded all the guided metrics, but we also raised our outlook for the year. And it is driven by cyber resilience and AI transformation. What is happening in the marketplace is everybody is now rushing to prepare for the AI future. They are modernizing their infrastructure, they are doing cloud transformation, they are deploying agents, and they have to manage cyber risk because cyber attacks are inevitable and they need to prepare for a time when the attack happens and they can keep their services up and running. Because if your data don't have integrity or availability, AI will not be useful. And that's what is driving our demand. We are seeing secular demand in the marketplace. Cyber resilience is the number one cyber security category. And that's why if you look at our subscription ARR, that's how we measure our business, we grew 34% year over year to 1.35 billion. And we also generated 77 million in free cash flow, which is 22% margin. So we are not only driving hard and growing fast on the top line, but running a very disciplined operation.
Bipul, good to see you. AI agents, since we last spoke, the development of AI agents only continues to pick up. Are these things safe?
Obviously, agents without the guardrails and a way to govern is not safe. It's kind of like hiring 1,000 employees and letting them loose to write code, approve customer purchase order or refund. And you can imagine what could go wrong. And that's why we launched this new platform called Rubrik Agent Cloud. And this new product line is focused on ensuring that you can monitor your agents, you can govern your agents, and if they misbehave because of cyber or otherwise hallucination, you can actually push a rewind button and undo the action of agents. So we are focused on enabling our customers accelerate their AI future with a comprehensive Rubrik Agent Cloud platform.
At the same time, of course, the bad guys have the agents too, right? And you said on your conference call that AI agents in the hands of threat actors could inflict 10 times more damage in 1/10 of the time. So how at Rubrik do you guys stop that side of the equation from that infiltration?
Our basic thesis is you can't prevent the unpreventable. The bad actors will use AI, will use agents, and will inflict damage. So you have to spend money and prepare as much as possible in terms of prevention and detection. But you have to fundamentally assume that it will happen to you, and how do you ensure that your services are up and running? And you need to understand two things: the risk of the attack and how are you going to remediate it. And that's the comprehensive strategy that Rubrik has with our Rubrik Security Cloud platform that we are selling, and we are finding a lot of success around the world. And then with Rubrik Agent Cloud, what we are saying is that companies that are deploying agents, how do you ensure that your agents are behaving in the parameter and guardrails that you establish? Whether it's a read-only agent or read-write agents, or this agent can send email, but not to this user. All of that is fully automated so that you can deploy agents with confidence and take advantage of the AI opportunity without the risk.
Bipul, since we last spoke, there has really been a seminal moment in the model building industry. Of course, a lot of executives weighing in on the power of Gemini 3. Have you used Gemini 3? What is your take on this? And then because of how fast Google has developed this model, what does it mean for what you do in the state of the industry?
We use Gemini all the time. In fact, we have been using all the model. And it is very encouraging to see Google so fast woke up and really ran the race and stood at the front. And that actually shows the speed with which the whole industry, this whole AI model and everything else is evolving. And it's very exciting because our customers are looking to accelerate their AI future, take advantage of the efficiency gains, get competitive leverage. And so they are looking for us to deliver the right guardrail, right governance structure so that they can adopt AI faster because they see all of these things happening in the consumer space and they want to take advantage of it.
Do you think there will ultimately be one winner as far as these models go?
I don't think so. We will have different models for different use cases that you are already seeing. If you look at the coding, Anthropic has emerged to be the best coding platform and their proliferation in the enterprise is very high. If you look at OpenAI, they have garnered a lot of consumers. So you will have different use case for different models. It's no different than what happened in the hardware industry. You had a HP server and Dell server and IBM server, and they serve different purposes for different workloads.
Bipul, finally, we're about a year and a half out from your IPO now of Rubrik. And I'm just curious, any big lessons learned, any surprises for you as the CEO of a public company now that you've got a little time under your belt?
I'm glad that we went public. I personally believe that if you want to build a long-term company, you need to have two conflicting ideas in your head. One is about delivering short-term results quarter after quarter, while focus on long-term strategy and vision to continue to evolve the company and the industry. And just like any intelligent person who can have two conflicting ideas but still operate coherently, businesses have to learn that to be a long-term company. So I'm very glad that we are a public company and we hope to continue to execute well as a public company.
Stick around, much more Ask for a Trend. That's still to come. Americans are cutting back even on one of the country's most reliable comfort foods, pizza. They're opting for smaller pies, fewer toppings, and they're skipping sides. No matter how you slice it, it's a sign, perhaps, of how cautious the American consumer is becoming heading now into 2026. For more, we're bringing in now Hakki Akdeniz. He's founder and CEO of Champion Pizza. Hakki, it is great to see you. So people understand, founder and CEO of Champion Pizza. We were talking off camera. You've got 15 years of experience. You got, I think you said 17 locations. So there was a headline, Hakki, and you're the man to ask about this, all right? This is the New York Times headline. Here's what they said. They said, people are ordering now smaller pizzas. They're getting fewer toppings. And so it sounds like people may be getting more cautious. Maybe they're a little worried about money. I'm just curious, is that what you're seeing in your 17 locations? Does that make sense to you? Is that the trend you're seeing?
It does. By the way, thank you for having me today.
Of course.
Yes, it happened pretty much almost every single day, especially like after COVID, with this all inflation, all this prices going up. I'm gonna say like one lady, she came to our store, and she wanna buy a large pie, and with like large pies cost like $21. And then she want to put obviously each topping is like $5. Pepperoni, mushroom, peppers, whatever they want it. So she want to add 4 topping. It's going to be like $41. She said, no, never mind. Could you, true story, yeah. She said, would you just put pepperoni? That's it.
Yeah. So you see it. Now let me ask you that. When
Yes,
you see this trend, do you think that's people getting, maybe it's some affordability issues, it's economic anxiety issues? Is that what you would chalk it up to? Or, because I've heard, listen, or maybe could it be competition for other foods? Maybe maybe diet habits are changing, GLP-1s, there's all kinds of things that could be going on.
Well, I mean, everything is a one package. You cannot just, point to one. Obviously, economy. People, that they work so hard, but there's not enough. Like single mom, they have 3 kids, to just every day, the shop around is not enough sometimes. And it's everything.
So let me ask you, you got 17 places
Yes.
to run, you got businesses to run.
Yeah.
If that's a trend you're seeing, if you're seeing more people coming in, initially they say, I'll take 5 toppings, and then they see, well, hold on a second, that's the bill, I gotta dial it back. How do you manage that?
Well, I mean, to manage this one, like first you have to feel other people feeling. And the first one I opened my pizza shop in 2010 in Lower East Side, Champion Pizza. I used to sell 2 large pie with 2-liter soda, $19.99, $20. Today, same pizza, same drink is almost $50.
Wow.
So I mean, it's obviously everything is just not double, it's a triple. It went up a lot.
How
a lot
about,
of people. I'm sorry.
so let me ask you
Yes,
this,
yes.
if you're dealing with food inflation,
Yes.
ingredients are going up, prices are going up, are there certain ingredients that you see really going up?
Yeah, pepperoni. I used to buy for $30 for 10 pounds. Today is $130, $140.
Wow.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
It's a way chicken, tomato sauce. I imported tomato sauce from Italy. The one I use is organic. It cost me $15, I think it was $16 back in the day. Right now it's $75.
Unreal. So
Yeah.
let me, then how do you sort of navigate that, Hakki? Do you say, okay, I'm going to eat that, I'm going to take a profit hit, or do you have to raise prices?
Be honest, the price, back in the day, cheese slicer was $2.50. Today it's still $2.50. So you cannot it's $2.50 jump to $10. You cannot do that. You have to have a heart for other people feeling. A lot of people, they're struggling, brother Joshua. You see that a lot of people, people, they struggle to buy even one slice sometimes. A lot of homeless people live in the street today. They don't have $1 even to buy $1 slice. This life is sometimes tough. It's not fair enough for everyone. Life is very, very tough, man.
Let me ask you this. Another trend I've seen, I'm just interested,
Yeah.
because I've heard
Yes,
other
please.
pizza owners reported this.
Yeah.
On the GLP-1 thing, that's a trend, right? I've seen some pizza owners saying they're trying to actually capitalize on that.
Okay.
Maybe they're trying to make a pizza less calories, more protein. I've heard cauliflower crust. They're
Okay.
trying to find all ways around
Yeah.
what is a really popular new medicine. Are you doing that?
Well, this is good for health. A lot of people, I'm sure you go to gym and see that,
I appreciate
you
that,
a little
Hakki.
bit.
It's nice on camera. It's nice to say. It's
No,
nice
but,
to say.
Pizza is a pizza. The bread is not. When you bake the oven, you kill all a lot of calories in there, and this tomato sauce is very healthy for you. The cheese, a lot of calcium there. It's not bad pizza for you because you bake. Anything baked is good for you. It's not fried. So the cauliflower crust, I don't want to against him, but that's not me.
It's not for you.
Not for
Let
me.
me ask you this. I got to
Yeah.
ask because you're here. You run 17 locations.
Yes, sir.
In the Lipton house tonight, it's Friday night. We're going to be ordering pizza. When you order pizza, what's your go-to pie? You don't have to pick one. Maybe it's a couple options. It could be on your mood, Hakki.
I like margarita.
Yeah.
I like margarita, and that's my favorite pizza. I always go Lombardi's. That was the first pizza they opened 1905 in Soho. I go over there always. I go with my family. I get margarita pizza. And even my pizzeria, I always get either cheese or margarita.
Hakki, I'm
Very
getting
simple.
hungry just hearing you talk about it. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir. It was
No,
great
thank
having you
man.
today.
Thank you,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Yeah.
That is a wrap on today's Ask for a Trend. Be sure to come back Monday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern for all of the latest market moving stories affecting your wallet. Have a great weekend.